korang mute dulu. Hello everyone. Welcome to the stream. Are we live? We are live. Okay. So yeah, we'll wait a bit first. Wait for maybe some more viewers to come in. For today's plan, we're thinking of doing a live stream about we're teaching you how to build your PC. So yeah, that's gonna be exciting. We'll wait a few more minutes for you guys to come, and then we can begin. In the meantime, I guess uh, I would like to remind you guys that we have platforms. We have content on other platforms such as TikTok, Instagram, and Facebook under the same name 021. So check those out and then give it a like or subscribe or follow. We appreciate it. Okay, I think we can start now. So welcome to the stream, everyone. We are 021, and I am joined today by my friends and my teammates. We have Zarif, we have Yuvin, we have Hariharan, and we also have myself, Aizat. So thank you for joining today, and let's move on to our topic, to our main topic, which is how to build a PC from scratch. So this will be a very basic lesson on how to build a PC. So when I say basic, and which means this is for the uh, absolute beginners to building PCs. So if you never built PC before, or maybe you've been interested in trying, then this is the stream for you. So let's move on. So we'll be going through the basic process, and then we'll mention how to build a PC and as a budget PC and a work PC. Hi guys, welcome to the live stream. And then finally, we'll be building one live, quote unquote live, using a website so that you can see the full process of us picking our parts and according to their price and so on. So once again, I would like to remind that this is a session designed for beginners, but if you are interested, then you can still stay with us and learn how to build a PC. So let's start with the basic. So every computer, no matter the price, is built from the same core components. So there's a few of them, which is the CPU, there's a RAM or memory, there's storage, there's a power supply, and then there's the motherboard. So we'll start with the CPU, probably the most important part of the PC. The CPU, also known as the processor, is basically the brain of the computer. It handles calculations, instructions from other parts of the PC, and it determines your overall performance. So the CPU here is very important in a way that it determines how fast your PC runs. Uh, as in, like, since our PC, our computer, always doing calculations, the CPU basically determines how fast those calculations are done in. So if you have a good CPU, then your overall speed and performance of your PC will increase. Next is the RAM or memory. For this, we know that RAM and memory has been the talk of the internet for a lot now. So RAM basically it affects how many applications you can run at the same time and how smooth your system feels. So what we mean by this is, have you ever opened many Google Chrome tabs at once? Then you might notice that the more you open, the more it starts to chug, the more it starts to slow down. So this actually depends on our RAM. So if our RAM isn't too high, or rather, if you don't have enough RAM, then it'll be harder for our computer to have those tabs open at the same time. Similarly, it can also determine how fast our PC is running uh, win when certain windows are open. So like uh, if you have Chrome open, or you have Discord open, or you have Steam, a game open, the more RAM you have, the easier it is for the PC to have them all run at the same time. Then we have the storage. So storage is where your operating system, your software, your files, all are stored. I think we all know what a storage is used for, but there are some details that we'd like to cover, which is uh, maybe not too much nowadays, but uh, is commonly known that a storage can be in the form of a SSD or a HDD or hard drive. So today is basically uh, the general consensus that the SSDs are standard uh, for basically any PC you would use right now. So this is because they are much faster, and they can so basically, yeah, they're much faster than hard drives, which are older and such. Though it is worth noting that HDDs are cheaper than SSDs, but uh, nowadays the price range or the price gap isn't that wide. So it's better if you just go with an SSD. We'll get into more of that later. So next we have the power supply, or otherwise known or abbreviated as a PSU. So as the name suggests, it's a component that provides electricity to all the other components in your PC. So we know that the computer is an electronical device, so it's gonna need some power. So choosing your power supply is dependent on which sort of PC you want. So yeah, we'll look into that later also. And then we also have the motherboard. The motherboard is where all your other parts are basically attached to your PC. So if you have your CPU, you put it onto the motherboard. You have your RAM, you have your storage. All of them are attached to the motherboard. So you can sort of think of this as the backbone of the PC. And yeah, how it's basically the wires that connect all these components together and allow them to communicate. And then we also have the case, which is basically just the housing of all these components together. So you can just choose this based on whether or not it has good airflow, which is important for cooling. So make sure that your PC doesn't overheat. So yeah, we'll also get into this later during the build the PC part. So yeah, that's basically all the important components. Now, some of you might know that there's a component called the GPU. Now, the GPU isn't actually essential for building a PC, but it depends on your purpose for building PC. So the GPU is usually bought with when you're looking to work in video editing or 3D, or maybe if you want to build a computer for gaming. A GPU is important in that sense. But otherwise, the previously mentioned components are the only ones that we need. So yes, that should cover the components. So before we move on, I would like to tell you a something that you should always keep in mind of while building a PC. A good PC is not about choosing the most expensive parts. It's about choosing the right parts for your needs. So, like I mentioned just now, uh, the components you need depends solely on what you need the components for, which might seem obvious, but it's very important to keep in mind. So yes, in today's session, in today's live stream, we'll be going over how to build a budget PC, which is supposed to be something affordable or upgradable, and then a work PC, which is built for productivity and stability. So now that you understand the basics, let's talk in detail about what makes a good budget PC. So with that, I will hand over my speaking role to Yuvin.
Hello guys. So without further ado, I think I just start talking about the budget PC. So basically, a budget PC is designed for users who want to good performance without spending too much money. So it focus on the best value for your budget. And then this type of PC is suitable for students, office workers, and online classes, web browsing, and content consumption, and even light gaming. So yeah, for most people, these everyday tasks are what matters the most. So yeah, and when we talk about the budget PC, it's important to understand that budget does not mean low quality. So it means we are choosing components carefully so every part works well together. So one of the most important component in PC is the CPU. So CPU also known as the processor. So it handles and calculates the task for your computer performance. So to keep the cost low, we often choose CPU with integrated graphics. So integrated graphics are built directly into the processor. So which means we don't need a separate graphic cards at the beginning, and we can choose to upgrade it later. So actually this is a big advantage because graphic cards are usually one of the most expensive component in a PC. So we are basically skipping the graphic card first. Okay, and then for the modern CPU with integrated graphics are powerful enough for office software, online meetings, video streaming, and even for some light gaming. And the best part is you can always add a dedicated graphic card later if you guys need it. So next, I will talk about the RAMs, also known as memory. So basically for a budget PC 16 GB RAM is highly recommended. Many people think 8 GB is enough, but I think 16 GB provides a much smoother experience, especially when multitasking. So for example, you might have a browser with many tabs open along with documents, videos or background apps. So always use 2 RAM stick instead of 1. So this allows your system to run in a dual channel mode. Yeah, so Sophia is asking a question, what are the main parts of a PC? So yeah, I'm actually talking about it now. So I already told about the CPU and then RAM. So I will explain it further the next parts. So moving on, the next one is the storage, which is basically a SSD. So SSD make your computer boot much faster and allow application to load almost instantly. So compared to traditional hard drives, SSD greatly improve the overall experience. So for most budget PCs, 500 GB SSD is a good starting point, and you can always add more storage later if you need extra space. Then let's talk about the power supply, which is the PSU. So which is one of the most important but often overlooked component. So this is an area where you should never try to save your money. So it means low quality power supply can damage your components or even cause system failure. So always choose a reliable brand with enough wattage to support future upgrades. So for the PC case, next, you don't need anything fancy or expensive. What matters the most is a good airflow and compatibility with your components. So a well-ventilated case help keep your system cool and improve long-term reliability. So as long as you fit your parts and has a proper airflow, I think it will do the job for you. So finally, the key idea behind a budget PC is basically balance. So it just every component should complement others without overspending on any single part. I think a well-planned budget PC not only perform well today but also allow easy upgrades in the future. So there's a question: why is my PC slow like me? I don't know why it's slow like you. I think if you want a real answer, I think you can ask later. So we will have a Q&A section later. So basically we can answer your questions properly. I think then you can get the idea or answer for it. I think we can move on to the next part. Yeah.
Okay, hello guys. I'm Hariharan. Sorry for the delay. Now I'm gonna talk about work PC today. So I hope you guys are excited as me to know or to expand your knowledge about PC and stuffs as my group mates talk about it before this. So for work PC, is designed specifically for productivity focused tasks such as like programming, graphic design, video editing, data analysis, and professional office works. So not like regular home or entertainment computers. Work PCs is built to handle long hours of usage, which using like a demanding software which demands a lot of power and a lot of like performance kind of things. So for a work PC, it also needs like a consistent performance without like slowing down or make your works finishing late and so on. Now, when we compare a work PC to a gaming PC, these the priorities are very different. Like gaming PCs are usually optimized for high frame rates, flashy RGB lighting, and strong graphics performance for games, which I believe that most of you guys know, because I think most of the people play games like me, because playing games are one of my hobbies too. So I use like good performance GPU to support my gaming systems. So there won't be a lagging kind of stuff while I play games. So apart from that, about a work PC, focus like much more on stability, efficiency, and reliability. Yes, Mr. Ravinesh Suresh, for your questions, like we've already posted like multiple videos on how to clean the PCs, but later on my friend will explain like a bit more further on how to build a PC using an online platform, like what kind of stuffs you need to buy, and then to fix your PC to give you a better performance. So okay, and then continuing, so for work PC, focus like much more on stability, efficiency, and reliability. These are crucial when you are working on deadlines, large project, or a client work where it crashes. Sorry for that, and lag can cause like serious problems. Okay, Ramesh, you're welcome. Okay, and then one of the most important components in a work PC is the CPU, which is the heart of the system. For professional workloads, the CPU plays a bigger role than people often realize. Many applications like video editing software, 3D rendering tools, sorry for that, coding environments, and data processing programs rely heavily on CPU performance. So, a strong CPU helps with faster rendering times, smoother multitasking, and quicker processing of complex tasks. I hope you guys are coping up with me. That's why, for work PCs, choosing a reliable and powerful processor is a top priority because it helps you guys a lot. Trust me. Another key component is the RAM, which is a work PCs benefit greatly from having more memory because professional software tends to use a lot of it. For most work PCs, 16 GB of RAM is considered the minimum for smooth performance. So I hope you guys install another slot to make your work a lot more smoother. However, more RAM allows you to run multiple applications at the same time without slowdowns, making your workflow much smoother and more efficient. Moving on, we have storage, which is another critical factor. Using a high-speed SSD, especially, and NVMe SSD can significantly reduce loading times. This means faster boot ups, quicker software launches, and smoother file transfers. For professionals, time is money because they couldn't do their work like late, and then they work on deadlines mostly. Okay, and faster storage helps improve overall workflow efficiency and reduces waiting time during work. Now, when it comes to graphic cards, unlike gaming PCs, many professional tasks. Sorry, guys, give me a second. Okay, sorry for the delay. For example, Office Works programming and data analysis can run perfectly fine on an integrated graphics. However, certain fields like video editing, 3D design, and motion graphics may still benefit from a dedicated GPU. So the graphics card choice depends heavily on the type of work being done. Another important aspect of work PCs is long-term reliability. A work PC is expected to run smoothly every day for years. Choosing stable and high-quality components help reduce system crashes, overheating issues, and unexpected downtime. This reliability is especially important in professional environments where losing work or system failure can be costly. So I hope guys you're coping up with me until now. And then moving on, when we compare budget PCs and work PCs, the difference is not just about the price. It's about the purpose. Budget PCs mostly focus on affordability and basic performance, often leaving room for future upgrades. But for work PCs, on the other hand, prioritize performance, consistency, efficiency, and productivity from the start. Now, I've explained both types of PCs and what makes a PC work different. Let's put everything together and build one live using a website, which my friend will do in a while. So you can clearly see how these components come together in a real world setup. Thank you. From here, my friend will take it on.
Okay, so hello guys. Okay, I want to ask you guys a question for the next part. What type of PC or what type of work do you do on your PC so that I can help you guys build the PC together?
I think most of them are playing games, as far as I know.
Most are gamers, right?
Yeah, gamers.
Okay, so this is the website that I'm gonna show you that you can pick your parts from, and it will show you the price also. Tell us one gaming PC, bro. Alright. So for the budget part, for CPU, I would suggest you guys to use Ryzen CPU, because Ryzen CPU is more cheaper than Intel. So I'm gonna pick one good CPU with no integrated GPU. So in the market, this is the best CPU for budget PC for gaming lah. And it's also become more cheaper than before because of they have higher GPU. They have higher CPU, sorry. The more higher the CPU is, the more pricey you will get. So for now, this is the best CPU that you can get. Budget under 4K. If you get budget under 4K, you can get the best PC for gaming. If you get budget for under 4K. Because right now for full spec PC for gaming, it's probably like 3,000. If you buy mostly second-hand parts. Okay, next for CPU cooler. For budget, I don't think you need a CPU cooler. Because when you buy the CPU, it will come with the fan. So I don't think you guys need a CPU cooler. I've been using the factory CPU cooler for like 5 years. There's no issue with it. It works fine. I play a lot of game. I've made a lot of 3D models, editing and so on. You think building one by one better, or just buy a whole PC? If you have the budget, I would say you buy the whole PC, because in Malaysian the price is not that cheap when you buy one by one. If you build yourself, the price is more expensive actually. What's the difference between SSD and HDD? HDD use this. I would recommend you guys to use SSD, because HDD, it will fail a lot if you drop the PC, or if you do something heavy with it, it will break. So SSD, it's more SSD is better lah. It's more safe for you to use SSD. Okay, Ravinish, we will see the cost after this, and then we will compare if we buy one by one by our stuff, and then just look at from other company that sells the whole PC. Okay, for motherboard. There's two type of motherboard that you can buy. One with installed Wi-Fi, and one without installed Wi-Fi. So you got two options for that. I see. Which one is faster? SSD is more faster, but if you want the fastest, I would suggest you to get M.2. but it's more expensive lah for you. So for budget, I would suggest just buy SSD. If you got the money, and then yeah, you can buy M.2. You got any question, Sophia? If not, we can continue with motherboard. So I would suggest you guys to use Asus motherboard because they got good ratings and review. So I would suggest you guys to use simply 45, which is wait, let me. Oh, by the way, motherboard also have a lot of sizes. Like E80X is like the big one you cannot fit in most PC cases. So usually people use M80X and ITX. You got also like mini ATX for like mini PC. What is the price range for SSD? Price range for SSD is between 150 to 500 if I'm not mistaken. If you want
Wouldn't
to
it
buy,
depend on the
yep,
depend on the size of the SSD?
yeah, it's depend on the size. For 1 TB, I think it's, wait, let me check. Yeah, 300 or 500 gig.
Which size do you recommend? You think? I think 1 TB should be fine, right?
Yeah, I would suggest 1 TB.
Yeah.
You can always upgrade your SSD if the first SSD is full.
Yeah.
Okay, back to motherboard. Sorry. Okay, I would suggest you guys to just buy ATX. It's not that big, it's not that small, it's in the middle. So let me. They don't have a lot of options for me though to pick. I mean, wait, let me see. Yeah, Sophia, for 1 TB, it's usually around 500 to 700 for an SSD. Okay, here we go. Alright. Okay, this is the motherboard I suggested, but it doesn't come with Wi-Fi, so you have to buy Wi-Fi adapters for this. Wi-Fi adapters usually around 100 to 300. It's depend on
Yeah.
Wi-Fi model. I would suggest you guys pick Wi-Fi 6. It's today's standard. Wi-Fi 7 is overkill if you stay in Malaysia.
Can I add something?
Yep.
So for internet, your PC, if you're intending on using your PC at home, just letting it at home, and then you also have a router. You can also, instead of buying a Wi-Fi card or a Wi-Fi stick, you can also buy a Ethernet cable to connect into the router to the PC lah.
Yep.
So compared to the Wi-Fi, it's a bit. Some would say it's faster. It's more stable, so you won't drop your internet connections randomly, or maybe if your house has poor transmission of Wi-Fi, then you can also try using an Ethernet cable. For those things, they're not that cheap. I mean, they're not that expensive. So, yeah, you can buy one
Yeah,
instead
internet
of a
cable
Wi-Fi.
is
Wi-Fi
pretty
card.
cheap. And
Yeah.
it's much better than Wi-Fi adapters or Wi-Fi card. But
Yeah.
for Ethernet cable, you have to track the cables all the way inside your house to your PC.
Yeah.
If your router is far away, then it's a lot of job to like rewire everything inside your house.
Yeah. So it's up to you if you
Yep.
prefer Wi-Fi or Ethernet is more suitable.
So in my case, in my house, it's very hard to wire the internet cable. I would use Wi-Fi adapter for it. Okay, next up for RAM. We got a lot of brand for RAM actually. So I just this brand for you guys. It's cheap also. Wait, okay, for RAM kan, I would suggest you guys to buy second hand because the RAM prices shoot up very high because of AI and stuff. So the demand for RAM is a lot and it will be on higher price.
Where do we usually go to find secondhand computer parts like
You
RAM?
can find it on Facebook Marketplace and Carousel, but I suggest you to use Carousel because it's much safer for you to not get scammed.
Yeah, I also just use Carousel a lot more. It's been good.
Yep. Okay, do we have 3. Oh, we got okay. Okay, for choosing RAM, if you do a lot of editing or using a lot of tab, I'll suggest you to use 32 gig RAM. And the more hertz that it shows, the more faster the RAM will be. But I would suggest you just to buy 3200 hertz. Wait, this one is actually for AM5. Let me find something with AM4. Oh, they don't have a lot of options here, so let me pull up this. Okay, RAM for just now I say AM4 or AM5 because motherboard have CPU have two models of shapes. So this one. This is the old wait. This switch. Yep. Okay, never mind. Okay, this is AM4. As you can see, there's no groove. It's just a black square. So this one is AM5. It have groove in it. So beware, if you want to buy CPU that is AM4 or AM5, you have to check everything because you have to change your motherboard to AM5. You have to change your RAM to AM5 also. So if you buy AM4 CPU, then you have to buy the motherboard and the RAM AM4 also. They have different slot for it. You cannot fit AM5 RAM inside AM4 motherboard. So it is the brand that I suggest, HyperX Fury. It's not the fastest, but it's good for budget. I've been using it for 6-7 years. Sophia, yeah, Facebook got a lot of scammers. True. So I would suggest you guys to use Crosshair with buyer protection. So for RAM, 32 gig RAM with 3200 megahertz, and wait, let me find it. The RAM also got speed level. Wait, let me find it. Oop. In the meanwhile, you guys can ask me anything if you want. Okay, as you can see, you got 24 hertz, 26, 2600 hertz, 3200 hertz, but this is the speed level, something with CL, as you can see. Yeah, it's the best CL for gaming is CL16 and CL18. You can get much lower speed with DDR5, but if you got motherboard with AM4, then you cannot use it. Only DDR4 with AM4 motherboard. So next, okay, for now in here I would pick XPG. XPG also a good brand for RAM. Oh, by the way, RAM got lifetime warranty. So if you brand new RAM broke get problem with it, you can send it to the factories to get warranty. RAM is hard to break actually. It's very hard for you to get problem with RAM. Okay, for storage, ADATA is a good brand for storage. Also, Samsung the best brand for storage. Also, Kingston have good storage also. The problem with storage that if you use like not a good brand, the storage your file inside the storage will get so corrupted that you cannot use it anymore. So I would suggest you a good brand because your file is very important for you to not get corrupted. So for budget SSDs, I would suggest you to use Kingston or ADATA. Samsung is a bit pricey for me, so I would use ADATA. ADATA got good prices on SSD. Okay, 2TB is fine. Look, only 300. So next up for graphic cards. Graphic cards is a big topic for me to choose. So I will let you guys tell me what's will you do or play with that PC that you guys want.
I thought that our CPU already had integrated graphics.
I already say from the start I choose CPU with no dedicated because it's much cheaper.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
Yeah. This is
If you
for
guys
gaming,
want, you
yeah.
can get integrated, and after that, if you want to upgrade your GPU or something, then you can put inside your motherboard. But for 4K budget PC, I think it's the best for you to not get integrated graphic cards. I suggest to buy graphic cards. If you are hardcore gaming or play triple A games, then you have to you need to have graphic cards, or you do editing with it, or you do 3D modeling. You need graphic card. You need a good graphic card.
Mostly for the rendering parts lah.
Yeah, mostly for
Whichever
rendering
part that
parts.
uses for rendering, it makes your rendering time a bit faster
Yep.
than using other parts.
That's true. So for 3D modeling and editing, you need higher graphic cards. For gaming, you don't have to get a higher graphic card. If you buy a high graphic card, but you just play FPS game, then it's not gonna worth your money. You're gonna waste it. So for just basic gaming or just basic story mode games, I would suggest you to use 4060. What's the way to say? Today don't have any 50 series. Only 50 series.
Damn, the prices are so high, man.
Yes. As you can see, if you buy RTX 5080, gonna cost you around 7,500. Will the PSU will directly affect the performance of CPUs and GPUs? Yes, it will. If you don't have enough voltage in your PSU. If you use more higher graphic cards, then you need a lot of power on your PSU.
Imagine buying high value graphics card then using for Microsoft Word. That's weird.
You're gonna it's not gonna worth your money. Imagine you have full like high end PC with 10k and then you just play Roblox. It's better for you to use your phone than to play Roblox in a high end PC at that point. Okay, so PSU. Okay, let me talk about PSU. You can use a website called PSU Calculator. You can select your CPU, motherboard, what brand you CPU use, what motherboard you use, what GPU you use, and let me do this first. I'm gonna select what I have right now. So the one that I have right now is Ryzen 5 5000. Where is it? $4,000, $5,000. I use an 8 GPU. I use 4060. It's been great for me. I use it for 5 years already. I do 3D modeling. I do high-end gaming. I do editing. I do motion graphic. Never crash once. About to ask you to calculate. Thank you, noted. Yep. So RAM I use 32. I mean I use 60 but 2 SSD. HDD I don't use anything. And that's it. So 300 watts for it. But you need to buy 2 more 100 watts for PSU just to be safe. Imagine you have 300 watts for all this stuff. If you get 300 watts, then add more 200. So mine right now I use 500 550 I think. Yep, I use 550 just to be safe. Because I like to play like high end games, so I need to boost my GPU to 100%. So I need a lot of wattage. So right now I don't have any option for 40 series. Only 5 series. So for I think 4060 brand new is about 2.5k if I'm not mistaken. But you can get more cheaper GPU on Carousel. They sell it about like 1,000. So for budget, I would suggest you for GPU lah. For GPU, I would suggest you to buy second hand. Because GPU's prices is so expensive. What else? So this is the prices for 4060. It's about 2,000, but you can get more cheaper in Carousel, around 1,000. You can play AAA games here. You can play FPS game. You can do heavy work such as 3D modeling, and it doesn't bottleneck the CPU. So I don't have option here, but I would pick if you guys want to buy 50 series graphic card, I would suggest just buy 5060. Yep. Okay, power supply. As you can see, it's already tell me that I need 5,550 watts. So Thermaltake got the best PSU right now in the market, beside Asus ROG, but Asus ROG is so expensive. So Thermaltake right now is the best option for budget PC. Is for PSU. Let me talk more about PSU before you guys buy any. You need to know this stuff. So for PSU, when you wanna buy a good PSU, you need to choose this with the stickers. The more good the sticker is, the more energy that you will save. So for budget PSU, I would suggest you to buy silver or gold, because the higher the rating is gonna get expensive. But you can use bronze, but the cost of electric gonna be high lah. So I would suggest silver or gold. So for this one, wait, where is it? 1000 is bronze. Wait, let me try to find the silver one. Oh, usually for platinum or titanium, the PSU wattage is only for high PSU wattage, such as like 1000 wattage or 2000. So these two only for high-end PSUs. So I don't have any option for it right now. So I'm gonna just pick where the 600. This one. And the cases, you got a lot of cases based on how you want the case to look, based on your aesthetic or by performance. If you want to have like a good looking PC, then you need to buy one with good looking cases. For case, I think you guys can buy second also. The cases it's hard to get broken. So make sure if you want to buy a second-hand cases on Carousell or something, just ask for the owner to send pictures of the casing. Just see if it got bent on it or it got scratches. Then you can lowball them lah if you want to get more cheaper price. Let's see if my picks are here. Nope. So I would suggest you guys to use Lianli brand. It have good performance on the airflow and good looking cases also. and it's also cheap. They only sell a lot. There's PSU, CPU coolers. Yeah, you get a lot of option based on your style. So CPU cases, the price is around 50 ringgit to 400 ringgit, based on what's your needs for aesthetic or for performance. As you can see, this one is full glasses, so you're gonna get more expensive for that. But I see a lot of people use this type of cases in 2025. So let me get prices for you. You can look together inside Shopee. So you can see this one is more basic kind of style of PC design. Casing design. So it's about around 300, but you can find more cheaper in Facebook or Carousel. You get good performance on airflow. You have like, for it's easy to clean the dust on the PC also, because everywhere you got mesh wires that you can clean easily. You can take this out actually. It's magnet. It's magnetic. When you want to clean your PC, you can just take it out. And it's easy to cable manage also. So for right now, I would choose Thermaltake also because it's cheap. Okay, let me find one. Yep, this one is called also M80X. This mini, we got a ATX motherboard, so you cannot use mini ATX. So just this for my casing. So Aizat, what type of cases that you like? If you want to buy good looking PC casing.
I mean, me personally, I don't like all the lights, all the fancy stuff.
Oh, you don't like
Would just
RGB?
Yeah, I don't really, but sometimes they offer the best in terms of the practical. I usually just think about it like, do I even need something like that? Like, what does that sort of stuff offer?
That's true.
And usually not that much. For me, personally use just a basic metal case. Maybe
For that, I would suggest you to get this one.
mm,
You got no glass panel,
does look
no anything. Just
yeah,
a clean design to put on your desk.
yeah that does look good to me. Yeah. How much is that?
It's 300.
200. Oh, 300. Yeah,
It's from
sort of looks like
Yanli.
the. Yeah, for some reason it reminds me of the Steam machine.
Oh yes, the Steam machine. That's true.
Yeah, the GameCube or something. Yeah.
Yanli got the best casing design in the market right now, and it's also cheap also.
Mm.
So if
Yeah, I
you
can
don't
see that.
want to use any RGBs or you don't want distraction from the lights, you can buy this casing. Cantik,
Right.
yes it is. Very minimalist.
Yeah. Is the front panel supposed to be like wood or something?
Yeah, it's wood, it's wood. So it's
That also
your
nice.
setup aesthetic is more like too comfy woody, or
Yeah.
just a basic in setup, then you can buy this one. If you want to buy,
I guess for the
oh,
case,
if
for
you
the
want to
case
buy
is
like
more
full
like
RGB,
what sort of aesthetic you want.
yes, it's compact also. So if you want full RGB in your PC, like a true gamer, then you can buy this. All the side got
It will
glass
help
panels.
help you get all those kills, all those fancy lights.
I mean,
It
it
gives you
motivates me if I got the
right.
RGB right. When you
It's
come
a
inside,
psychological effect.
yes. When you come inside your room and see all the lights, it's quite nice actually to see all the lights.
It can be nice, yeah, but
But
I
for
don't want
price
something
ranges and for the looks of it, it's gonna
that
be
cheaper.
expensive lah.
Oh no,
It's 700 right now.
700, right?
But you can always find one more cheaper in Crystal.
Yeah, just make sure not to buy something that's already broken.
So we got ARGB Wi-Fi adapters, operating system, and accessory. I don't think you guys need all of these except Wi-Fi adapters. If you want to buy one, I just use TP-Link. TP-Link Archer. Okay, so let's see for the budget. It's 4,000, right? That's not including
Yes. What was
the
that?
ARGB fans that you have to put on your casing. But wait, let's see. Let's get one from Lian. So the fence is kind of quite expensive, but I would suggest a brand called Thermalite. Yeah, let me find it. Starstick. based on what you need and for your budget. Based on your budget, that you can choose a fan with RGB, or a fan that's more quieter and more powerful inside your PC, but it's gonna get expensive, such as Nocta fine Noctua fans have the cheapest sound for a fan, but it's quite expensive. So for the budget option that I can give it to you guys is Thermalite. Thermalite is also quiet. I've used it before, and it's quite cheap also. So for your casing, you need to buy 140mm. You need to buy like 5 or something, or 4. 2 at the top, 2 at the front, and 1 on the back. So the total is 5. So let me see if I got option for this. Oh, sorry. So I'm like, nope. Okay. Okay, for 32 ringgit, time that's by 5 is 160. So we're gonna add to our prices. So you're gonna be like 3,900 for a full setup PC. For operating system, you don't have to buy it. It's not worth it. Your money to buy it. Just get Windows 11 with the watermark. That's it. So our total right now is exactly 4,000, like one of the fans suggested. The budget that they got. But if you buy full set on Shopee, the price is more cheaper actually. I don't know why, but it's cheaper.
Why?
That's the question. I also doesn't know why it's more cheaper.
Maybe the individual parts are subject to like tariffs and taxes from worldwide delivery. Maybe maybe a
maybe
full
because of
PC.
the delivery.
Yeah.
So wait, let me show this to you guys. Okay, this is the spec. It's also almost the same. Almost the same, with the same performance, but not RAM lah. You need to add like one more stick. So it's around 3,300. Not that close to 4,000. If you add one more RAM, maybe it's gonna be 3,600 ringgit. You got gold 650 watts. That's a good sign. And oh, this is not the spec that I want. Yeah, this one. What is Silver G Quantum? I don't know about this PSU, but if they sell it, I guess it's fine for you to choose. Or you can swap it if you want. Just sell this PSU and buy a new one. PSU is not that expensive. And if you don't have the budget for this pack of PC with 4K, you can always buy secondhand parts that you can get only for below 3,000 ringgit on Carousel. So do you guys have any question that you guys wanna ask me? How about you, Isaac? You got any question?
Not really. So this website is for Malaysia, right? Yeah, right.
It's from Malaysian company.
Do you prefer to buy parts individually or buy it like a full set?
If you know how to negotiate, I would suggest you to buy the part separately, because it will get more cheaper price lah if you do that. But
if you can negotiate lah.
yeah, if you can negotiate and look at the parts if it's broken or not.
Okay.
So it's kind of like a gamble. So if you don't want to gamble that much, I would suggest you to buy CPU, GPU, and RAM second hand.
Right.
CPU
Yeah.
CPU is hard to get.
Second hand.
CPU is not hard to get second hand, but susah nak rosak.
See, right.
If you want to know if the CPU is broken or not, you can see the pins under the CPU, if it get bent or not.
Show them a picture of the pins.
Yep, this one. You have to look individually if the pins are bent or missing from the board. Then it's gonna
Or
be
straight.
a bad
Yeah.
CPU lah. So don't buy it. So it is the bent one. You cannot fix this unless if you go to a professional CPU repair shop, then it's still gonna cost you a lot to fix it.
Yeah, it's just gonna add more to the cost.
Yeah, unless I'm not gonna do it. No, don't buy bent CPU.
Yeah.
But if you don't have the budget at all, it's still gonna be expensive for you to repair it. If you buy this CPU for like let's say 50 ringgit, then the fix they're gonna be like 400 or 300 ringgit. So it's not worth it. Just buy a second hand with a good pins. So for GPU, always check what the GPU is used for. You don't want to buy GPU that used for Bitcoin mining and GPU that used for very very hard rendering, because sometimes people sell cheap GPUs because the GPU got used a lot. So I wouldn't trust the GPU that get used a lot. Some companies use GPU for rendering, just for rendering. And by the time you buy the second-hand GPU, it's gonna get broken if you use it for like 4 years. You're not gonna last much longer than that. And definitely do not buy Bitcoin mining GPUs, because it's been through more stress for 3 years non-stop. Obviously it's gonna be bad for the GPU. For basic gaming, AAA gaming, for gaming, it's not that much a problem. So I would suggest you ask the owner what the GPU used for before you buy it. And for RAM, like I said before, RAM is hard to get broke. So just find the cheapest one with the good specs on it. And do not buy second-hand PSU. PSU get broken easily, so always buy a new one. It's not that expensive also. So anyone got more question about the PC building?
I don't think we have any more questions.
All right. So that's it for our
I think that should
stream.
wrap up our live stream.
Think so. That's it.
To the
you
one
for
that's
watching, guys.
watching the stream, thank you for joining. Thank you for the comment. Thank you for the support. We will see you next stream.
Hope you guys had much more knowledge about the PC and stuff.
If you have any questions, then maybe you guys can reach out to us in the comment section of the video. So yeah, we're still open to that.
And always watch our
So
content.
thank you for watching.
We give a lot of
Yes,
good
we also
content
have content on other platforms. We have Instagram, TikTok, and Facebook. So be sure to drop by and watch our content. Okay.
Alright guys, thank you for joining. See you guys
So, yeah.
on next stream.
Thank you.
Bye bye.